Many of us have heard by now that the late patriarch of the Jackson fam, Joseph Joe Jackson, had a love child with his former secretary. Their affair was much more than a fling. It was, in fact, Joe's second family for many decades. Joe was very close to Cheryl Terrell and their daughter, Jo'VonnieJackson, whom he remained close to until his very last breath. Despite living just 5 miles from the Jackson family home in Encino, California, Joh'Vonnie grew up separated from her famous siblings. In her memoir, The Bastard Child, she shared what it was like finally meeting her big bro, Michael Jackson. And it wasn't the warm, loving encounter she hoped for. Now in her 50s, Joh'Vonnie recalled her first meeting with Michael at his Neverland Ranch in 2003 during a family reunion. She was 29 years old and eager to connect. Unfortunately, things went south quickly. She shared, "It was a big moment for me, but Michael was looking at me and seemed cold and standoffish. He just said hi, and then he saw my daughter Yasmin, and he was just fascinated with her, in awe. He said, 'Hi, Jasmine,' and I said, 'No, Michael, her name is Yasmin with a Y.' I had to correct him. He said, 'Okay, Yasmin with a Y,' and then that was it. He never acknowledged that I was his sister. There was no hug or kiss, not even a handshake, no physical contact at all. I wanted to embrace him. It was very hurtful. He wasn't interested at all," explained Joh'Vonnie. She also confessed that she'd felt jealous seeing how warmly Michael treated her daughter. However, writing, "With my daughter, he was totally different. She got hugs and kisses. Everything I didn't get. I'm woman enough to admit I was jealous. At the time, it was very hurtful. Again, there was this theme that I felt shut out." The next day at Neverland, things didn't get any better, according to the Jacksons' lil sis. She hoped for a second chance to talk, but Michael kept his distance. Joh'Vonnie explained, "I didn't see Michael all day. He was in the main house. Yasmin and Paris, Michael's daughter, were off playing for hours. I was sat with the rest of the family." According to insiders, Michael might have resented Joh'Vonnie because of her close bond with Joe Jackson. While Michael and his siblings were raised to call their father Joseph, Joh'Vonnie affectionately called him Daddy. When Joe and Catherine Jackson separated, Joh'Vonnie even moved in with Joe in Las Vegas. Joh'Vonnie revealed that the only other contact she had with Michael was a brief phone call in 1999 when he called Joe's house after she just so happened to have had a brief disagreement with her pops, Joe Jackson. She said, "I had rode with Joseph and was asking Michael, why was Daddy so mean? He told me not to let Joseph upset me, and I said, okay, but Michael, don't forget about me, call me. I thought he was being nice, but I never heard from him after that until we met at Neverland." Joh'Vonnie still mourns the relationship she never got to build with Michael, especially before his passing, confessing, "I mourn a relationship that never began. That's what I'm sad about, because there's a great possibility that I could have made a difference. I could have made a difference and stopped some of the things he was doing to himself." Even though Joh'Vonnie's intentions may have been pure, I doubt Michael would have been trying to hear anything she had to say about any decision he made in his life. Because based on what Joh'Vonnie claims, it doesn't sound like he was trying to be in hers whatsoever. The tension was understandable, though, given the extramarital affair Joe had behind his kid's back. However, that said tension MJ was apparently harvesting against Joh'Vonnie was misguided, in my opinion. Why? Because Joh'Vonnie, as well as all the Jackson siblings and Mama Catherine, were simply innocent bystanders in this scenario. Therefore, the real source of Michael's cold demeanor toward his secret baby sis should have instead solely been focused toward the culprit at that time, their pops just saying. Nevertheless, the upside to all of this is that Joe Jackson still manned up and remained in his youngest daughter, Joh'Vonnie's life, all of her life, just as he did for all of the rest of his children. But the real MVP in all of this is the Jackson family matriarch, Catherine Jackson, for handling what had to have initially been a devastating marital issue between she and Joe with nothing but pure grace and poise. Anywho, what y'all think about Joh'Vonnie's details and the tension behind the scenes amongst the Jackson kids? Drop your comments below and let us know. Before you go, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And remember to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. I love old school music, old school news with a new point of view.